Yeah, while you're here, Logan, you're a bitch. Do your fucking job. Now back to the music. Alright. I ain't gonna hold up too long. So let's get right into things. You feel me? I know it's been a while, man. Don't blame me. Life happens. Busy guy, you know? So I will cover weeks 2 to 6, but before we get into that, you know how we gotta start things off. We never start off a stream unless you start it off the right way. Yes, sir, it's the return of the weekly recap for the Gridiron Legends League. Brought to you by yourself, you know, the host with the most, Boogie by J1, aka J Dilla, you know, Commish, yours truly. We're gonna cover everything from weeks 2 to 6, all stats, all blowouts as you just see there, all standings, all the playoff pictures, everything we're gonna catch up. We have so much to get into. I know it's been a while, guys. I know you guys been craving this, but we're finally gonna jump back into things, baby. And I won't hold up too much of your time, you feel me? Because I got a Hulu series I gotta get back onto. But trust me, we're gonna get into your games. We're gonna get into everything. Drop some questions, drop some statements in the chat below. I love to get the feedback. But you know, baby, we back. We back, baby. So without further ado, man, yeah, like I said, week 2, we're gonna hop right back into things. And what, JC, you make me act up. Man, niggas is gay. Niggas is gay. Jay, why are you gay? Lewis, why are you fat? Okay? Get some punani, bro. Alright. Week 2, I'm not gonna go through every game, you feel me? Because that would just take insanely long. And I just don't think we all have enough time to sit here for that. So, I'm just gonna cover a couple high scoring affairs. So as far as week 2, first game of the week, Thursday night football, Bengals on the road at Browns, as you see here, complete shootout. Damn nearly 90-point game from both sides. Hoodie Slay 2K. I don't know who he is, but he sound cute. Niggas is wildin' tonight. I don't know. I can't control that, but thank you, I guess. Let's see here. First quarter, a little sneak peek, just 7 points. But as we go into halftime, 28-10, Cincy holding it down. And just from out of nowhere, Cleveland dropping 23 in the third quarter just to take the lead just like that. And right there, it was all said and done. 47-36, home comeback victory against the division rival Cincinnati Bengals, as he just cannot seal the deal as Baker Mayfield. 379 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 picks. Started off ugly, but ended the game exactly how he needed to. Clutch. Joe Burrow, 188, 2 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 16-25. I mean, he started off pretty, but, you know, both these guys vice versa. I mean, Burrow started off pretty, ended poorly. Baker started off poorly, ended beautifully. Joe Mixon, though, had himself quite a game. 19 carries, a $126, and a touchdown. As for Kareem Hunt, getting to the end zone as well. And other than that, receiving-wise, Odell, 7 for a $166 and 2 touchdowns. A little light receiving-wise from everybody else in this game, as D.D. Westbrook coming over from the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting to the end zone himself, along with C.J. Uzomah, the Cincinnati Bengals. Other than that, Tony Brown leading the way with 7 tackles. Cedric Redwine, Myles Garrett, Carl Lawson, and Siani Takitaki, all with sacks as well. Excuse me, I just ate a chicken sandwich. Mackenzie Alexander, along with Von Bell, with 2 picks in the secondary of the Cincinnati Bengals, but that just wasn't enough. As you see, just a pick fest for both teams. Cedric Redwine, Demarius Randall, Darius Phillips, Grant Delpit, and Greedy Williams, all with picks in this one. I mean, man, like I said, more people. I encourage you guys to stream these games. We would love to watch these games. Mackenzie Alexander, Von Bell, Cedric Redwine, and Grant Delpit, both teams with 2 defensive touchdowns apiece. This is definitely might be up there for Game of the Year candidate, just going off the numbers here. Definitely should have been Game of the Week. Logan, once again, do your fucking job. Other than that, Like I said, we're not going to get into every single game. Another close victory for the Chicago Bears for Huesos. Keep a lookout for him. He has a high-scoring offense ever since he's joined this league. As for Gagwe, things just continue not to pan out the way it should for the Giants. 33-38, tough, close road loss for the Giants in a big win in Soldier Field for the Chicago Bears, as well as another forced one for the Tennessee Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know we don't cover those. As for decisive in the Carolina Panthers, they absolutely get smacked. Besides them having a secondary, which is possibly the best in the league with Marlon Humphreys, Dante Jackson, and Stephon Gilmore, but Brady is Brady, and he will pick you apart no matter who's across that offensive line. 44-24 win in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Say P91 to the Denver Broncos, absolutely shellacking the Pittsburgh Steelers, 34-3 in Pittsburgh and Heinz Field. Other than that, Boogie by J1, which is me, taking on the LA Rams, beating the Philadelphia Eagles, Regicide, 27-21 in a home on the road in Lincoln Financial Field. Very, very close game. Came down there to the wire on the final drive with a game-winning pick sealed by Desmond Trufant. Big victory for the LA Rams. Other than that, free damn donut of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm taking on Hunter JC. Another close one here as Atlanta Falcons fall 26-30 to the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit though. Detroit. We need a Detroit user. Yeah, 30-35 win. Very good game for the Green Bay Packers. Other than that, Killer Worm 7 taking on the Indianapolis Colts, 45-28 victory in Indianapolis. King John 2604, the Buffalo Bills taking on Tragic of the Miami Dolphins, 44-17 shellacking of the Miami Dolphins. Other than that, as you see here, boom, boom, boom. I don't want to take up too much time, but maybe I'll get into Sunday Night Football, 49-28 victory for the New England Patriots over Spill Your Guts of the Seahawks, and Monday Night Football, the Saints taking on the Raiders, 21-14 victory for the Saints. Other than that, this is a very close game here. KC kind of struggling this year. 42-45 loss to the Chargers. Big upset. Tragic. That wasn't me. What week did you join? As for another game of yours. Kind of a forced one here for the Miami Dolphins. 27-10 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dick Cheese taking on Gakwe, and I think this was game of the week. Yes, it was game of the week. We'll get into this one. Kind of underdog here. New York Giants taking it home, dropping 17 points in the fourth quarter. What a big come from behind win for the New York Giants, as much as they needed it. Man, I didn't join till week 3. Bengals. All right, I got you. I'm gonna get you a game after this. Danny Dimes, 429, 2 touchdowns and a pick. 19-28, finished the game strong, but Jimmy G, I mean, those 3 touchdowns came in clutch, but after that, it was all downhill from there, especially in the fourth quarter. Wow, just absolutely lost this one. Saquon Barkley getting into the end zone twice, as well as Danny Dimes getting into the end zone on the ground. Other than that, Sterling Shepard having a huge game, 4 for a buck 47 in a tutty. Evan Ingram, 4 for a buck 22 in a tutty. George Kittle, 4 for a buck 17 and a touchdown, as well as Raheem Mostert getting 100 on the ground and getting into the end zone twice. Other than that, you see the receiving numbers here. Everybody got a little bit involved on both sides of offense. Jason Verrett leading both teams in tackles with 8. Sack-wise, San Fran just getting immediate pressure on Danny Dimes. D Fort with a sack, Eric Armstead, Dexter Lawrence II, and Lorenzo Carter, all with sacks in this one. Pick department, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney, Emmanuel Mosley, and Madri Harper. This is the first time I've heard of that guy. Any defensive touchdowns? Surprisingly not. But once again, come from behind victory, putting up major points in the fourth quarter. Congratulations, Gakwe, for his game of the week victory. Other than that, complete shellacking, lethal THF of the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Pittsburgh Steelers, they got boxed 34-33 last week. And in week 3, it just did not get any better. 60 points dropped on them by the Texans. I mean, we could get into the numbers there, but we're going to keep it pushing. Texans. Matter of fact, we'll jump into it. Watson, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, Big Ben, 4 touchdowns, but the 7 INTs sure as hell not going to win you a game. Deshaun Watson getting into the end zone on the ground as well with a total of 7 touchdowns. Dontre Hiller getting a goal line carry as well. But Will Fuller, absolute monster. I mean, player of the week numbers right there. 11 catches, 354, 5 touchdowns. Entire offense was Will Fuller this game. Deontay Johnson, 4 catches, a buck 42, and 3 touchdowns as well. Both these guys just trying to outdo each other, but Will Fuller having a astonishing game. Chase Claypool getting into the end zone as well. I mean, sack wise, Charlie's I don't even know how to say that. Amenehu with 2 sacks, Whitney Merciless with 2 sacks as well, Bud Dupree and Cameron Hayward all with sacks in this one. But INT wise, Justin Reed with 3 picks himself, Joe Hayden, Bernardrick McKinney, Geno Stone, Xavier Rhodes, Steven Nelson, Keon Crashon, and Mike Hilton is where the list ends in this one, as Keon Crashon, the 96 speed corner, taking it to the crib in this one. I mean, Texans just absolutely abused the Steelers in this one. Demon Kev taking on of the Cincinnati Bengals, taking on Regicide of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know you said you joined week 3, but man, not an impressive way to start this one. I mean, Eagles losing a close one to the Rams last week. Figured they'd come home and take a W at home. 27-8, big victory for the Eagles. They don't have a user here, so 24-13 victory for the New England Patriots as they keep rolling. Astra of the Tennessee Titans taking on Killer Worm 7 and the Minnesota Vikings, 30-42 victory. Very close game, as the Minnesota Vikings is definitely a team to keep an eye out for. As we jump into the numbers here, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Ryan Tannehill, 318, 3 TDs, but those 7 INTs sure as hell are ugly. You never want to see that out of your quarterback, because that does not equate to wins. Dalvin Cook, 16 carries, 64 yards, and 3 touchdowns, doing his thing. But Derrick Henry absolutely put in the box, as he was limited in this one. Irv Smith, 4 catches, a buck 30, and a touchdown. Jonnu Smith having impressive numbers himself. 9 catches, 91 yards. Dan Chisena, the speedster, 2 catches, 89 yards. Justin Jefferson getting to the end zone. Khalif Raymond twice, as well as Cameron Batson, of course. Other than that, INT-wise, Harrison Smith, as you just seen there. Jadeveon Clowney, 2.5 sacks himself. Kevin Byard, Efiti Odenigbo, Dalen Mack, and Jeffrey Simmons with half a sack. But defensively, I mean, Harrison Smith with 4 picks himself. Just nasty numbers. Cordea Tankersley with a pick. Adoree Jackson, Devontae Harris, Maurice Kennedy, and Jeff Gladney all with picks in this one. But Adoree Jackson and Harrison Smith, of course, taking their picks to the crib. And yes, sir, it's happening. Thank you for tuning in. I told you, bro. I told you, man. If I announce it, I'm going to keep my word, bro. I know I've been slacking. I'm going to try and be more consistent with it. But just don't expect recaps on weekends. You know, got shit to do. You know what I mean? Hope you guys understand. Other than that, DMV Iverson of the Washington football team taking on, how the fuck do you say your name, of the Cleveland Browns. 34-28, much needed victory for the football team. Very good user Iverson is. Do not sleep on him. All he needs is a quarterback. I suggest he definitely am I doing recap tomorrow? I mean, I'm on as well, just to catch up on it, you know what I'm saying? Nick Mullins, 388, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Baker Mayfield, 267, 2 touchdowns, but the 4 INTs certainly what cost him in this game. I mean, Nick Chubb, 9 carries, 51 yards. What the fuck's wrong with me? And a touchdown. Antonio Gibson, 36 yards and a touchdown as well. Other than that, receiving wise, Odell Beckham having a huge game himself. 7 catches, a buck 55, 2 touchdowns. Jeff Badette, 5 catches, a buck 23. Thaddeus Walsh with 93 himself, and Terry McLaurin 90 for a tutty as well. I mean, as you see the numbers here, 2 sacks from Montez Sweat, Siani Takitaki, and Myles Garrett all getting to the quarterback. Fabian Moreau with a deuce. Myles Garrett with a pick as well. Troy Apke, Keyshawn Nixon, Denzel Ward, and Grendel Pitt. Any defensive touchdowns? Of course there is. Troy Apke and Myles Garrett, all with defensive touchdowns. Much needed victory for the Washington football team. And what should have been game of the week, but I ain't gonna say nothing. What should have been game of the week at this point in time, week 3, both these teams were undefeated. The LA Rams taking on Buffalo Bills, who quite possibly has the highest scoring offense in the entire league right now. King John, congratulations to you. Beautiful game. If you happen to watch this game, complete back and forth. Um, Not a defensive game whatsoever until down the stretch. Yeah, very very close game. Let's see here. And yeah, halftime. What was the score at halftime? Halftime was 24-21. Game ended 51-45. Just a complete shootout there, as you see. On my final touchdown of the game, I missed the extra point. So all you had to do is score a touchdown, kick the extra point. You would have beat me by one. But we'll get into how the game ended later. Lamar Jackson, 449, 5 touchdowns. Just like 22 or 25, just completely shredded. I mean, you can't get a QBR higher than that. 158.3. He has more touchdowns than incomplete passes in this one. I mean, Lamar Jackson just putting up MVP numbers. Josh Allen, though, 411, 4 touchdowns. Lone interception is what killed him. 31 to 37. Lights out game for himself. I will not take away from him because both teams just absolutely played lights out. Josh Allen getting it done on the ground as well. Cam Akers with 2 rushing. Devin Singletary with 2 rushing. And Lamar Jackson with a costly fumble. But thank God it didn't cost him the game, as Ted Ginn Jr., the MVP in this one, along with a game-winning touchdown. 4 catches, 221, 3 touchdowns. This was the entire offense for the LA Rams in this game. Gabriel Davis, 9 for $157 and a tutty. Christian Kirk having a huge game himself, 7 for 98 and 2 touchdowns. Jared Cook going for 80. Dawson Knox getting to the end zone, as well as Robert Woods and Cam Akers as well, making 3 touchdowns for Cam Akers in this one. Other than that, Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald with the only pressure applied in this game. Pick-wise, Desmond Trufant. And other than that, no defensive touchdowns, as I'm aware of. Were there any defensive touchdowns? Nah, there wasn't. But this game was streamed. Too bad I streamed it on Twitch. If it was on YouTube, you guys go rewatch it. I don't know if you're into that kind of shit, but it was a very, very good game. Definitely something I would love to watch back on. Other than that, much needed victory for the Rams. Like I said, we're not gonna dwell too much on these games. 31-50 victory for Envy. As we'll jump into next week. Panthers 42-17 victory over the Chargers. I mean, Indy 62-21 shellacking of the New York Jets. I mean, we're just going to get into the Colts numbers real quick. 28 points alone in the first quarter. He don't pass a lot, as we know. Just 5 of 7 for Steven Montez, but Nyheim Hines, I mean, Jesus Christ, player of the week for the AFC this week for week 3. 36 carries, 369, 9 touchdowns. Absolutely absurd for Nyheim Hines. He's obviously on an MVP run. Other than that, I mean, yeah, what else can you do? 2 picks from Miles Jack. Colts, just absolutely shellacked, or shall I say just Nyheim Hines by himself. Destroyed the New York football Jets. Perk with a big win over the Detroit Lions, 38-16. Seattle, I mean, quite possibly, and I know JC, you're my guy, but you might have the worst defense in the entire league. This is the second time this year you let up 70 plus points to your opponent. And we'll get into the other game in a second, but this is the first one. I mean, 70. We'll get into the Seahawks numbers real quickly. I mean, put up 28 in the fourth quarter himself. Russell Wilson, 7 touchdowns, 7 picks. Dak Prescott, three touchdowns, 9 picks. I mean, both these guys were airing out. Very high-powered offensive game, but defensively, both teams were just taking advantage of each other. 3 touchdowns for Travis Homer, 1 for Chris Carson. But DK Metcalf, 8 catches, 293, 5 touchdowns. Robert Foster, $182 and 2 touchdowns. Deebo Samuels, 126. Travis Kelce, 105 and a touchdown. Dorsett, 79 for a touchdown. And Lockett getting into the end zone as well. Other than that, I mean, shit. Sack and a half for Poona Ford. Carlos Dunlap with a sack. Benson Moyoa. Man, that's some weird ass names, man. I told you I had 2 fair sim games. Yeah, true that. Shaq Griffin with 5 picks in this one. Trey Flowers. I mean, you just see the long list of names. All with picks in this one. I mean, both these guys were going at it, but Trey Flowers taking to the curry twice as well as Xavier Woods. If it wasn't one forced win and 1 fair sim. Hmm. Yeah, I know your week one was a fair sim versus the Vikings, and then you had another force win. I don't know against who, but other than that, you see her 24-21 victory, Tampa over the Denver Broncos, and then Alter Chaos with a I think this yeah, net fair sim game over this New Orleans Saints 38-15. Um, as you see here is a Ravens user who was Braden Logan with a big victory over him 31-24 on Monday Night Football as we transition to week 4. Hold on. Let me take my shit off of rest mode real quick cuz I got some shit to see here real quick. Denver Broncos 38-17 victory on Thursday Night Football over the New York Jets. Nothing new. Per 2K of YouTube. Yeah, fuck your name, bro. Of the Arizona Cardinals taking on is decisive for the Carolina Panthers 31-28 victory in a very, very close game against a very shut down secondary. But it just seems like that secondary will not carry him very far. It's just Cole McDonald, 2 touchdowns, 5 picks. This was a game that Kyler Murray actually got hurt in. And despite that, against that secondary, a low 60 overall quarterback, Cole McDonald, was able to outdo Jordan Love. Two touchdowns, 5 INTs himself. Other than that, Zeke 18 for 44, John Taylor 18 for 2 touchdowns, and Kenyon Drake getting to the end zone as well. Curtis Samuel 8 for a buck 48 in a tutty. Rico Gaffer 138 yards and a touchdown, as well as Hakeem Butler at the tight end position 111 yards and a touchdown. Andy Isabella 91 and taking 2 to the crib. D Hop almost 100 yards himself. Other than that sack department, we see 3 on the board for Chandler Jones and Afidi Abada with the sack as well for the Panthers. Jalen Thompson taking 3 away from the Carolina Panthers in this one. Jeremy Chin with 2, Marlon Humphreys with 2, Bobby Okiki with 1, Buda Baker, Miles Hartfields, and Byron Murphy Jr. Other than that, I know there's a defensive touchdown somewhere. Surprisingly not. Um, big victory, 3-point victory as we see here. The lone field goal of the game was the game winner, Brett Meyer from 34 yards out. Congratulations to Perk in a very close game in the NFC playoff picture. Um, Yep, as we see here, Braden 38-17 victory over the Washington football team. User pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Tennessee Titans 33-16. I mean, Pittsburgh finally gets a W over the Tennessee Titans, which does not look good because Pittsburgh has been getting abused this season. So maybe that says a lot more about Tennessee than it does about the Steelers. 28-0 victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home as Tampa looks to be a serious force in the NFC playoff picture come January. Spill your guts of the Seattle Seahawks taking on tragic of the Miami Dolphins in absolute shellacking. I mean, 42-7 here. We're going to get into the numbers. Miami putting up 28 points alone in the first quarter. Russell Wilson threw 7 picks last week, threw 5 this week. I mean, Tua just 1 for 1. Not so pretty, not so good, but just kept it light on the turnovers. Matt Breida, 4 carries. That's all it took. 73 yards and a touchdown. I mean, looks like not a lot of offensive scoring, but defensively they might have. Jakeem Grant Sr., 2 catches, 94 yards and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 69 yards leading the way for the Seahawks in this one, as well as Will Dissly getting to the end zone. Other than that, I mean, let's go to the picks here. Javaris Davis, 5'8 safety with 2 picks in this one. Xavier Howard, Quentin Dunbar, Noah Igbenogany, and Clayton Flagellum, all with picks. Other than that, Noah Igbenogany, Clayton Flagellum, and Javaris Davis, all with touchdowns in this one, equaling to 4. I mean, Miami was just on one. As the Russell Wilson struggling a bit with the INTs this year, might be something to look out for. He might eventually be on a block, so I would try to reach out for Russ, try to save his career. California made AB of the Indianapolis Colts taking on Chicago Bears, H. Huesos. 59-21, Chicago absolutely smacked down on the Indianapolis Colts. The week prior, Nyheim Hines, beautiful game. I mean, 9 touchdowns, 300-something yards, 36 carries. But this week, it just didn't go that way. Mitchell Trubisky, though, 302, 4 touchdowns, 14-25, just on one. Steven Montez, I mean, it's a bit surprising he's going with Montez over to Carson Wentz and Jacoby Brissett. Kind of a head scratcher. 5 INTs for Montez in this one. Tariq Cohen, almost a 100-yard game. Getting into the end zone, though. Nyheim Hines, 25 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Absolutely boxed in this one. I mean, despite the rushing touchdowns, the yards per carry was absolutely ugly. You only doing weeks 2 to 5 because week 6 not done yet. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think I put that in the title, but fuck it, I'll edit it. It don't matter. Amari Cooper, 2 for a $141 in the touchdown. Cordero Patterson, 3 for 103 in the touchdown. Nyheim Hines, almost 100 through the air as well. But A-Rob getting into the end zone, as well as Jimmy Graham and Reggie Davis. Other than that, I mean, sack-wise, not a lot of pressure held in this one. Mark Fields, Eddie Jackson, Roderick Teamer Jr., and Darius Leonard all with sacks. INT-wise, Jalen Johnson with a huge game, the first-round pick out of Utah. Eddie Jackson, Robert Quinn, and Kyle Fuller. Other than that, I mean, defensively, Brett Urban surprisingly with the touchdown. Robert Quinn and Kyle Fuller. I mean, 3 defensive touchdowns for the Chicago Bears defense. They showed up huge in this one. Yeah, big victory for the Chicago Bears. That's the team to look out for in the NFC playoff picture. Now on to Jacksonville. 27-14 victory over Demon Kev and the Cincinnati Bengals, and Cincy just don't have that formula to turn things around so far. Cleveland Browns taking on Hunter JC of the Dallas Cowboys, and JC was just on one 35-7, much needed victory as Dallas just haven't had their way this season, but we'll see how things turn out later in the year. 21-20, very close game, but yeah, Detroit gets the edge over the Saints in this one. Minnesota 41-27 victory. Killer Worm taking on Lethal THF. I mean, surprising. I would say underdog mainly. Lethal THF, a bit of a reputation of being a sweat, but Killer Worm with the upset. I mean, Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 250. But Deshaun Watson, I mean, 369, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Maybe Killer Worm's the guy to look out for in the NFC. A lot of good teams in the NFC. Don't sleep on them. Dalvin Cook, 16 for a $129 in the touchdown. Watson getting into the end zone, as well as Dontrell Hillard. Will Fuller, 6 catches, a $159 in the touchdown. Adam Thielen, 7 for a $159 and 3 touchdowns. Hillard going for over 100 receiving wise, as well as Irv Smith getting into the end zone. Other than that, I mean, sack wise, Harrison Smith, Bradley Roby, Danielle Hunter for both teams, and Harrison Smith with 2 picks, continuing his great season. Lonnie Johnson Jr. and Cameron Dantzler, the rookie out of Mississippi State. Other than that, I mean, Minnesota with the upset against Houston in Houston. Complete shellacking right here. I mean, Gakwe taking on the LA Rams, which is me. I mean, I'm not gonna get into stats here, but completely one-sided through the entire game. King John of the Buffalo Bills taking on the LA Raiders. Killer Worm is trash. I gave that dude my offensive playbook. That's the only reason he is decent. Is he trash? I mean, I mean, I never played him, so I can't really say. So I guess I'll take your word for it. But from what I'm seeing here, I mean, he did beat a pretty good user in lethal THF. So I don't know. That remains to be seen. I don't think I play him this year either. So yeah. King John with a complete blowout against the LA Raiders, 56-24. New England Patriots, kind of surprising upset, 35-14 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Is just Logan kind of struggling this year. A lot of games he should have won, but have lost. Cam Newton was on one, 329, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. But come on, Patrick Mahomes, 185, 2 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 6 of 16. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that out of a 99 overall quarterback. KC absolutely abandoned the run in this one, as well as McCaffrey just absolutely boxed with a yards per carry average of just 0.8. But as bad as he did on the ground, he did excellent through the air, leading both teams 5 catches, a $102, and 4 touchdowns, as Cam and CMC Link is stronger than ever. Jay Sternberger with 84. D-Jack taking 2 to the crib, and Robbie Anderson getting to the end zone as well as Tyreek Hill. Lone reception, 63 yards. But that's all you saw out of him today. I mean, sack-wise, no pressure applied whatsoever on both sides of the ball. But J.C. Jackson with 2 picks. Miles Bryant with the pick. Travarius Ward and Devin McCourty all with picks in this one. Any defensive touchdowns? No, I do not see any. Other than that, I mean, wow, New England with it. Quite an upset. Eagles taking on the 49ers. 42-20 win over the San Francisco 49ers in the Bay Area. Congratulations to the Eagles. Free damp donut of the Atlanta Falcons taking on Alter Chaos 97, the Green Bay Packers. And this was game of the week, Monday Night Football in Lambeau Field. And there was a lot of trash talk. Man, I'm so happy we get to cover this game. There was a lot of trash talk, specifically coming over from the Atlanta Falcons, a.k.a. Envy. And he was talking about easy dub. He was talking shit. He threw up a stream. Lewis threw up a stream. He's like, why you throw up a stream? Because you're fucking garbage. And then this happened. I mean, he only put up 7 points in the third quarter, and that's all he wrote. That's all he wrote as Green Bay. I mean, man conceded in the fourth quarter. I mean, A-Rod, 307, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. I mean, don't look good. You're using Devlin Hodges. Use your fucking head. I mean, at least use Matt Ryan. You feel me? Come on, bro. Come on. You can't complain. Aaron Jones, 9 for 27, 2 touchdowns. Todd Gurley, he did pretty good, but no, I lied. He fumbled. Devlin Hodges fumbled. Aaron Rodgers fumbled as well. Case of the fumbleitis in this one. Devontae Adams, 7 catches, 258 and a touchdown, and perhaps the highlight of the year. If you haven't checked it out, go to the highlight tab. Is absolutely the probably the #1 contention right now for play of the year. I mean, if you've seen it, just a thing of beauty, you know. Aaron Rodgers off his back foot, Adams from like fucking 70 yards out, one hand, Odell Beckham that bitch, contested catch. Yeah, just beautiful, just beautiful. The people seem to agree, you know what I'm saying? The people seem to agree. Play of the year candidate. You can't argue with the people, you know. Calvin Ridley, 5 for $114 and a touchdown. T.Y. almost going for 100 as well. Julio, 65. Other than that, I mean, Green Bay, the entire offense was Adams, and Atlanta just did not have an answer for him. 3 sacks for D'Darius Smith. Tipa Galei with 2 sacks. Darnell Savage, Marlon Davidson, and Kingsley Kiki. Other than that, INT-wise, TJ Green with 2 picks, Darnell Savage, Julian Blackmon, Josh Jackson, and Preston Smith were perhaps the defensive player of the year. I mean, absolutely, if Julio got injured. Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. Perhaps the defensive player of the game, I mean, just fucking cracked him. Just up the middle. Preston Smith fucking cracked Todd Gurley, and they scooped it up, took it back to the crib. I mean, you get what you saw, you know what I mean? Yeah. You hate to see it. And now we finally get to week 5. Yes, sir, I will cover every game that is not a fair sim or force 1. So if this is the week you wanted to tune in for, this is the week you better stay in tune for. /21R of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on HUASO's the Chicago Bears. 62-28 is the Buccaneers just completely. I mean, who has an answer for the Bucs? I mean, we'll get into them shortly after on week 6 as their game of the week against the Green Bay Packers, both undefeated. So we'll see how that game goes. I got my money on Lewis. You know I got my money on Lewis. Sorry, I'm drinking my juice right now. Other than that, I mean, 14 points in the first quarter for Tampa, 7 for Chicago. Other than that, it got ugly from there, and it was over. 28 points by Brady in the second quarter as we go into halftime here. 42-14. I mean, other than that, Tampa did just not keep their foot off the pedal. They kept pushing it down. 62-28 final score in Soldier Field. I mean, 8 touchdowns for Tom Brady. 495, and only 2 INTs. Beautiful game from the GOAT. Money Mitch, 288 and a touchdown and 7 INTs as that lockdown defense against Tampa. Tariq Cohen, 3 for 38 and a tutty. Cordell getting into the end zone as well on the ground. Other than that, Tampa said we don't need to run the ball when we could pass it the way we do. Cordell Patterson though, 5 catches, a buck 63 in the touchdown. Mike Evans, a buck 61 and 4 touchdowns. Gronk getting into the end zone as well, and Shady McCoy with 2 touchdowns. Other than that, I mean Chris Godwin with a touchdown as well. Uh, let's see here: Levante David, Mark Fields, and Khalil Mack all with sacks in this one. Darrell Roberts with 2 picks. Jamel Dean, Jordan Lucas, Sean Murphy Bunting, Antoine Winfield Jr., Roquan Smith, and Devin White all getting in on the pick fest in this one. Defensive touchdowns: Antoine Winfield and Roquan Smith. Other than that, I mean, any field goals in this one? Nope. Just extra points. Much needed victory. Well, not really. I mean, they're still undefeated. We'll see how that goes in week 6 tomorrow, as that matchup takes place. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's decisive. The Carolina Panthers taking on Free Damp Donut of the Atlanta Falcons, and both teams much needed victory for them. I mean, Atlanta just coming off an ugly loss against the Green Bay Packers last week, and decisive. Just with the star-studded secondary that he has, there's no way he should be losing games like that. But he don't know what it is. Maybe it's the quarterback situation. Once again, though, Envy was up in this game. I mean, first quarter 14-7. As we transition to the third quarter, now he's down by 3, 17-14. But that's when Decisive decided to turn it up, dropping 21 in the fourth quarter to barely edge out a much-needed victory in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Devlin Hodges, 364, 4 touchdowns, 6 INT, 16 of 38. But Jordan Love, though, 237, 3 touchdowns, 5 INTs is just, yeah, man, just Jordan Love struggling mightily. Don't know what it is, but Hodges, though, 38 yards. JT, 34 carries and a touchdown. Julio Jones, 10 catches, 256, and 3 touchdowns. Arguably, not even arguably, not debatable player of the game in this one. Curtis Samuel, 7 for 69 and 3 touchdowns as well. JT doing strong throughout the air. Calvin Ridley taking it to the house as well. Other than that, I mean, 3 sacks for Jeremy Chin, 2 for Jonathan Allen, Afidi Abada, Isaiah Oliver, Stanley Thomas Oliver the third, long ass name, Ulysses Gilbert the third, Foysade Alokun, Derek Brown, Grady Jarrett. Just, I mean, complete pressure from both teams. I lost track how many sacks there was in this game, but Isaiah Oliver with 3 picks as well. Marlon Humphreys with 2, Jeremy Chin, Keanu Neal, Miles Hartfields, Dante Jackson, Julian Blackman, and Bobby Okiki. All with interceptions in this one, and surprisingly enough, with all those sacks, with all those picks, no defensive touchdowns. None. But a much needed victory for the Carolina Panthers, 35-31 in Atlanta, Georgia. As we transition, another very close game, Boogie by Jay, one of the LA Rams, taking on DMV Iverson of the Washington football team, as you see here. Very close game, very defensive game. That's what I will say. DMV Iverson's quite of a underrated user. Every time me and him play, we go back and forth. Goes down to the wire. As he first quarter, he got the upper hand on me, 14-7. But I fought back into the second quarter, making it 17-14 heading into halftime. But then other than that, I just got the upper hand heading into the fourth quarter. Beat him off a goal line stand, fourth down. Aaron Donald, of all people, getting an interception to seal this game. And, I mean, Lamar Jackson had his ups and certainly had his downs in this one. 327, 3 touchdowns, and 2 INTs. Bortles getting a completion in this game for no yards. I mean, yeah, don't do those fake field goal attempts, you know what I'm saying, if they're prepared for it. 239, 2 touchdowns, 5 INTs for Nick Mullins. That certainly cost him this one. Cam Akers getting into the end zone, and Nick Mullins also coughing up the ball as well, making it a total of 6 turnovers on his behalf, as Antonio Gibson was boxed in this one. Ted Ginn Jr. as well, leading the way for the Rams. 5 catches, a buck 42, and 2 touchdowns. Thaddeus Moss leading the way for the Redskins. Yes, I said Redskins. 71 yards. Other than that, Jared Cook getting into the end zone. Jeff Badet and Emmanuel Hall, of all people, getting into the end zone. 6 tackles, leading the way. Ronald Darby for both teams. Sack-wise, 2 sacks for Aaron Donald, which included the game-winning interception. This man could do it all. As you see here, Desmond Trufant, John Johnson III, Malcolm Butler, Troy Apke, A.J. Boye, and Terrell Burgess, all with interceptions in this one. Troy Apke with the defensive touchdown. Other than that, let's see here. Yep, on to the next game here, but this looks like a forced win. Well, yeah, they actually played this game, but not sure what happened. I think Bills was up, Titans lagged out, or where the fuck. So forced win for the Buffalo Bills in this one. Regicide, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on user pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, 35-28 victory. As you see here, both these guys scored every single quarter, but the third quarter was the biggest difference for the Philadelphia Eagles as they got into the end zone twice that quarter. Big Ben, 384, 4 touchdowns and 4 INTs. A little bit of good and a little bit of bad. Jalen Hurts, same with him as well, as he didn't get a lot of passing yards in this one. But Miles Sanders getting it done on the ground with those 75 yards and 2 touchdowns, as well as Jalen Hurts. As Pittsburgh continues to abandon the run. Eric Ebron, 10 catches, 221, and 4 touchdowns. Absolute player of the game in this one. Juju, though, 6 for 86. And Miles Sanders, 2 touchdowns on the ground, gets one through the air as well. Defensively, I mean, pressure-wise, Stephen Tuitt with 2 sacks, Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt, Brandon Graham, all with sacks as well. Kayvon Wallace, Darius Slade Jr., Minka Fitzpatrick, Davian Taylor, and defensive touchdowns, Kayvon Wallace and Davian Taylor as well. Other than that, I mean, shit. Perk 2K YouTube with the Arizona Cardinals taking on VA Menace. And, yeah. I know they played this game, but it went exactly how you expected. Kyler Murray, 4 touchdowns, 1 INT. 286, Joe Flacco, 131 touchdown and 2 picks as well. As Cole McDonald getting a completed attempt in there. Zeke not doing much in this one, as well as Darius Guice, but Kyler Murray getting into the end zone, making it a 5 touchdown game for him. Rico Gafford, 10 catches, $172 and 2 touchdowns. D-Hop, 80 for 2 touchdowns. Denzel Mims, 59 and a touchdown as well. Other than that, what the fuck did he say? Sorry, I'm getting notifications. Jordan Phillips, Chandler Jones, all with sacks in this one, as well as Isaiah Simmons, Ashton Davis, and Patrick Peterson with picks as well. Went about as you expected, much needed victory as for Perk as he's turning things around in the NFC. So he's definitely a user to keep an eye out for. Cincy with a big upset over the Baltimore Ravens. Well, this was a forced win, so it's not that surprising as they barely won this one by 1 touchdown. Another forced win victory here, 35-17, Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Same goes for the Kansas City Chiefs, 42-28, as the Chiefs needed a victory this year. New England, another forced win, 42-20. Says they played 3 times, don't know what happened. Niggas wanted you to recap, but don't watch. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say in the chat anyway. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it, but if people don't watch, then I'm low-key just wasting my time. So I could be working out, I could be fucking doing other shit, But if people don't watch, then it is what it is, man. I don't really have to do it. I just hope they stop asking me, honestly. Tragic of the Miami Dolphins taking on Exotic Splashy, the San Francisco 49ers, aka Dick Cheese, and Dick Cheese just got smacked. Imagine you working out, nigga. What the fuck you trying, nigga? You fat. You should be working out, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I'm going to Florida, and I'm going to Puerto Rico in the next 3 months. Okay, so yeah, nigga, I got a reason to work out and look good when it comes to the summer. You feel me? Yeah, nigga, Nah, but for real though, yeah, in May I'm going to Florida. I already got a Airbnb, and I'm getting it like hella people on my family. That joint big as shit. That shit got a movie theater. That shit got a fucking arcade. That shit got a working exercise room. That shit gonna be lit, bro. So I can't wait to do that. We're gonna be going to strip clubs. We're gonna go to hookah bars. We're gonna do all this shit, bro. It's gonna be litty. And then a week and a half or 2 weeks after that, like June 9th, I'm going to Puerto Rico. and then I'm going with the rest of my other family. So we're gonna go there for like a week, and we're gonna get all the Spanish bitches. We're gonna go to the fucking hood. We gonna go to the fucking beaches. We're gonna go zip lining, go to the forest. It's gonna be lit, my nigga. Summer is gonna be a movie. Summer is gonna be a movie. You feel me? I suggest you guys do the same. You feel me? Go enjoy life. But enough of that. You feel me? Enough of that. I'm not capping, nigga. I'm getting my tickets. I'm getting my tickets tomorrow. I will send you a picture, my nigga. I got you. But so much cap. You want to talk about cap? Naheem Hines is cap. How about that? How about that? How about you change your damn name? Tua Tagovailoa though, 100 yards. I mean, just not gonna get the job done. But one touchdown, two INTs. Drew Brees, 5 INTs. You hate to see it as the future Hall of Famer. Josh Rosen even stepped in this one, just did not do any better as well with 2 picks himself. Matt Breida, 129 yards, 4 touchdowns as well. MVP in this one as San Fran just couldn't get anything going on the ground. Niggas got his taxes and don't know how to act. You sound jealous as fuck right now. You should take that jealousy and go somewhere and turn it into positive energy. Low bro, you took it too far. I'm sorry. I know you missed it, bro. You missed it. I reviewed your game over the Jets. I was giving Hines hella clout. You missed out on it. You feel me? But yeah, man. Hines is still in the race. Don't give up. I have hope. Just start fucking Carson. I don't know why. Why are you starting Montez? Fucking what's his face? I don't even know. Brandon Ayuk though, 4 catches, 71 yards and a touchdown. Kittle for 66, John Brown for 59. Devontae Parker lone reception, taking it to the crib for 49 yards. Other than that, I mean, it's amazing to see how little offense Miami had in this game, but they were still able to pull out the dub. 2 sacks for Emmanuel Agba. Bobby McCain with the sack as well. Jay a stinky booty bitch. What is your problem, CJ? I know this because you're fucking Christian Jones. I would kill myself if my name was Christian Jones. Man, Christian. Oh man, that makes me cringe. He was talking shit about Hines. Hines is on a trash ass team with a trash ass user. Look at Vikings. You talk your shit, bro. Javaris Davis. Oh yeah, by the way, Colt said you were fucking trash, Vikings. So if you have anything to say about that, I suggest you do so. 3 picks for Javaris Davis going off in this one, continuing a great season for him. Bobby McCain, Tavon Campbell, Eric Rowe, Emmanuel Mosley, Anthony Brown, as well as Noah Igbenogany, all with picks in this one. As Igbenogany, first round pick out of Colorado, taking it to the grip. Matter of fact, he was from Auburn. I swore he's from. All right, funny. Other than that, I mean, Miami's defense getting it done in this one. Let's see where we're at. We're almost to the end of the line, guys. We're almost to the end of the line. Shut the fuck up, dumb bitch. I gave you my playbook. Ooh, talking shit. Vikings ain't lying, and Colts ain't lying either. So they're both telling the truth. I gave him a YouTube video to get better. He said you using an ebook, bro. That's like the highest of insults, bro. He said you gotta pay money to be good at the game. That sucks, man. That's the worst thing you could say about somebody. Honestly. Yeah. I'm just gonna. Yeah. They don't like it. The people don't like it. I don't know if you hear the people right now, but they don't like that shit. You hate to see it. Other than that, I mean, look at Gakwe. Just getting blown out still. I mean, you hate to see. I'm really rooting for Gakwe in MC East because that division is so fucking garbage. But yeah, 21-59 loss to JC on the road in Dallas. I gave him the YouTube video on Jacksonville playbook, and it's all he uses now. Jacksonville playbook? Who the fuck? Alright, if Jacksonville's playbook is actually good, I might have to actually check that out. Because Jacksonville's playbook? That's a first, honestly. I mean, 28 points put up by JC in the second quarter, heading into halftime, 28-14. But you could write the game off from there. It just wasn't going to get any better for the Giants. 14 in the third, 17 in the fourth. The final score, 59-21. in Jerry's world. As Dak Prescott 7 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 586. Danny Dimes 3 touchdowns, but 11 interceptions. Free stats galore as Saquon didn't get a single carry in this game. Jesus, CeeDee Lamb going off though. 8 catches, a buck 73 and 3 touchdowns for the first round pick out of Oklahoma. Evan Ingram, 12 catches, a buck 73 and 2 touchdowns. Debo Samuel's 155 and a tutty. Excuse me, that's a chicken sandwich talking. Robert Foster, a buck 50 and 3 touchdowns. Dante Pettis with 131 himself. Yes, I said that. 11 interceptions. You said best gun bunch playbook. I use gun bunch. I mean, who the fuck doesn't use gun bunch? But Jacksonville, I might have to check that out. I might have to practice more with that shit. CJ Board, 77 yards to the crib. Other than that, I mean, defensively, you know we got to get into it. Sack-wise, 4 sacks for Lorenzo Carter. Kenny Moore, the second, coming over from Indy. DeMarcus Lawrence, 2.5. LVE with 2. Darnay Holmes, Kyle Frackrell, and half a sack for Randy Gregory. Bunch tight end in the best bunch. Yeah, no cap. Bunch tight end, I fucking love bunch tight end. You talk, bro, talk your shit, man. Because I'm definitely on board with you. Kenny Moore, though, with 3 picks himself, as well as Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, Malik Hooker, Xavier McKinney with 2, Rashard Robinson, O'Shawn, how the fuck do you say that name? Isaac Yiadom? Bro, who has these names in life? Reggie Robinson also with a pick as well. Defensive touchdowns, that has to be one. Tyrann Mathieu, of course, the Honey Badger, taking it to the crib. Other than that, I mean, check general. Let's do adults talk. Shut the fuck up, son. This nigga's going off. Yeah, other than that, we got 3 more games before we get into the league standings. And if you stay tuned, we're also going to get into the league stats. So, don't want to go anywhere. California made AB of the Indianapolis Colts. Yes, we're getting to your game. Taking on Cleveland Browns, you might have a little explaining to do here. Because Cleveland comes in and just, they dropped 21 in the first quarter. I mean, whoa. What happened? You got to tell me what happened over here. 21 in the first quarter. And I know you're trying to fight back. You put up 14 in the second quarter, but that's all the scoring there was. The second half was non-existent for either team. Baker Mayfield, 163, 3 touchdowns, 2 INTs, 9 of 11. Steven Montez, though, his best game of the season, 104, a touchdown, 7 to 12. Other than that, Nyheim Hines, 56 yards and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, D.D. Westbrook leading away for both teams, 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nyheim Hines getting a receiving touchdown as well. Other than that, I mean, Odell getting a goal line touchdown. Sack-wise, let's see here. I don't think Kamoku Toure with 2 sacks and Justin Houston. Other than that, I mean, Miles Jack with 2 picks himself, taking 1 to the crib, of course. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Cleveland, much needed victory as we go. This is actually the final game of the week because this is the forced win for the LA Chargers. A box taking home a forced win, 31-28 over the New Orleans Saints. Killer Worm 7 of the Minnesota Vikings taking on Spill Your Guts of the Seattle Seahawks. Excuse me. Both teams combined putting up over 100 points here. I would have loved to see this game. As we see here, heading into halftime, I mean, 28-31, if the math correct. Yep, 28-31 here. Seattle up by 3. Going to the second half now, I mean, both teams going at it, but Seattle barely hung up, putting up 21 in the fourth quarter, 59-49 victory. On the road in Seattle. As Russell Wilson, I know the last couple weeks he's kind of had a shit games, throwing a shit ton of interceptions, but 6 touchdowns, 568 and just 1 pick. Perfect game for Russell. This is the MVP Russ that we need to see. Kirk Cousins, 549, 5 touchdowns, but the 5 interceptions absolutely killed Killer Worm. Kirk Cousins, very underrated quarterback. But yeah, kind of shot himself in the foot this game. 12 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Carson seeing a lot of success on the ground. Dalvin Cook with 2 touchdowns. Carlos Hyde with a touchdown as well. DK Metcalf 11 for 421 and 6 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson 4 for 234 and 2 touchdowns. Adam Thielen 216 and a touchdown. Just a lot of guys putting up crazy fantasy numbers. Irv Smith Jr. 55 for a tutty. Tan Chisenya with a touchdown as well. Other than that, I mean, sack-wise, Michael Pierce with a sack as well as Cameron Curl with 2 picks. Harrison Smith, Shaquille Griffin, Monte Nicholson, and Quentin Dunbar, all with interceptions in this one. Very high-scoring game, very defensive game, but Seattle barely holding on to a much-needed victory. And as you see here, of course, we got a lot of games here, but I will cover these games tomorrow. I promise you guys. So please, if you haven't played your game, make sure to play your game. And another PSA, if you have highlights, because I know you guys have highlights, don't be lazy bastards. Drop those highlights, man. I know you guys want to win a reward. I know I posted a reward already, but honestly, I'm going to up the ante because I want to see a lot of you guys flood the highlight tab. So yeah, man, put your little highlights, put your little stats up there. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we're gonna get into the standings real quick. Standing atop the end. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to conference and conference. AFC now, top of the AFC. Bills 5-1 right now. Like I said, they have arguably the highest scoring offense in the entire league right now, putting up 260. And defensively, as you see, just 126. So very good defensively, but yeah, Bills just lights out. Dolphins though right behind them with 4-1, and Patriots are 4-1. So that AFC is ass. Steelers are first. I guess so, man. I mean, Chiefs is slacking. There's a lot of teams in AFC is kind of quiet. I ain't gonna lie. AFC is definitely looking like some dog water right now. Dolphins 4-1. Pats 4-1. That's a crazy division race. Am I on correct? Yeah, AFC East. Yep, AFC East looks like it's gonna come down to the wire. They might have 2 wild card teams come January. Other than that, I mean, Chiefs 3-3, Cleveland 3-3, Texans 4-2. I definitely don't count out the Texans. Other than that, Titans 2-4, and just a bunch of other teams. Look at Bengals, Colts. Any of these guys could hop back into the playoff picture. But Jets, Raiders, they're gonna have to win out, honestly. Ravens surprisingly 1-4. Other than that, as we go to the NFC, they have 3 undefeated teams. The only 3 undefeated teams left in the league right now: Rams, Packers, Bucks. As you see here, all undefeated in this. Other than that, Eagles 4-1 with the only loss coming to the Rams. Cardinals 4-2. They started off the year 0-2, 4-game winning streak. Definitely a team to keep an eye out for. Cowboys 3-3, Panthers 3-2, Vikings 4-2, and then you got the Lions, you got the Falcons, you got the football team, you got the Bears. A lot of teams started off slow. They're starting to pick up steam here. So the NFC playoff picture is gonna be a lot closer, a lot more comp than you think. Other than that, I mean, who's taking their first loss? Packers or Bears? I mean, I got my money on Lou. I think Lou's probably gonna surprise a lot of people. I've never played Bucks. He says he's trash, but you can't take people's words for it. Cause sometimes I say I'm trash, even though I'm not. So yeah. I mean, from what I seen out of the Bucks, though, he's absolutely fucking just went crazy with Brady. But I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna go for Lewis. I think I will give the edge to the Packers to stay undefeated. Other than that, call me biased, but who gives a fuck? Other than that, you heard it here first. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for the notification. Anytime I do league stream recaps, you know, I do other streams too. I play a little COD. I play a little Siege. So you feel me? Stay tuned for the content. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I like doing this shit. Thank you, my guy. I love you, Killer Worm. Mwah. Other than that, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. I got a show to watch, and I'm gonna just continue working out until I fall asleep. So, love you guys. Recap will be tomorrow. I will try to be a lot more consistent. I know you guys are on my ass about it, but I will be on top of my shit. So thank you guys once again. Jay the Gay, Lewis, you're fat. Nothing rhymes with that. I didn't even try to rhyme, but that rhymed. You feel me? You see, when you don't try, shit just works out. That's just the universe working, telling you to go fuck yourself, Lewis. Other than that, yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will go over the league stats, individual stats, and team stats tomorrow. So please stay tuned for that. And once again, thank you. Gridiron Legends League. And we out, y'all. And we out. It's your host with the most. Boogie by J1. J Dilla. AKA Fucking Mama in the Ass. Bang, bang.